All right, now we're going to be taking a deeper dive into roof-to-wall metal, what it should look like, what we find a lot up on the roofs of, and just a lot of fun pictures, I think. So this particular roof right here shows the green arrows. The water is coming down the roof. And on the left-hand side, you can see that there's copper flashing. It's actually copper roof-to-wall metal. Looking at it from here, it looks like the roof is fine, no problems, nothing much going on here. Unfortunately, what we have to do is we have to be more investigative. We gotta dig in a little bit. So when you pick up the shingles there at the bottom, you can see that the copper flashing's there, but the lip of that metal is closed and we have bad decking. There's a hole in the roof. Picking up some more shingles, looking underneath here, we can see that these arrows are pointing at, one is the granules on the top of the shingle going across. That should be cut off where the red line is at, so the water comes straight down and gets diverted back towards the house. The other yellow arrow is where the lip there is closed. That's supposed to be open. So this picture here shows you the blue, the water should be coming around, and the yellow is where that should be open to catch the water and it not come over the top of it. The effects of that is bad decking. The decking's gone. It's not even bad, it's gone. So that's a big problem. That it creates more ants and things growing inside the house or the attic area. So it's just a bad application. What we use is step flashing. This is a picture from the NRCA, and it shows step flashing. One step flashing per shingle as you go up the roof, and then the side of it is either siding or some type of counter flashing. That's the best way to put roof-to-wall metal areas together, is with step flashing. And this shows you how to do it. This is an area where step flashing was not properly installed, so it's not just that easy, but these guys got it backwards. So instead of the shingles or the metal being lapped over the right way coming down, you can see here that they're backwards. So water is actually being diverted into the house and not away from the house. So it happens, but that's why you don't let the new guy do that. This is an area where the shingles are sliding. So if you're looking at the roof, you don't want to step on areas where the shingles have tilted because they're not anchored anymore. There's no nails fastening to them. If you step on this area up on the roof, you're liable to slip out. The shingles are going to slip out from under you. You either end up on your bottom there or you're going to end up off the roof. So you see this, don't step on it. What we want to do is we want to peel those shingles back now and let's see what's underneath. Why'd they come loose? This is here we have the roof-to-wall metal, and then we have asphalt on top of it. So they've had problems here in the past. Pick the shingles up, smear some more asphalt in there, put them back down. The problem though is it wasn't nailed properly. So we've got the yellow arrows here showing the nails that are way too close to the roof-to-wall metal, and these are things we have to look at as inspectors. We got to find out how the roof is installed. The red line again shows that the shingle should have been cut, so when the water comes down that channel, it gets diverted back towards the building and not onto the roof or under the roof itself. And then the roof-to-wall metal has got roof cement all over it. That's bad. What the manufacturer says about reusing metal like that is don't. What they say here in their little bulletin about reuse of metal flashings on asphalt shingle roofs, first of all, what are metal flashings? You can read through that. Can metal flashings be reused when re-roofing? Sure, it says, yes. In some cases, however, I love however, it's always a no. So in other cases, however, GAF recommends that all metal flashings be replaced whenever possible. So those flashings need to be replaced because they have roof cement all over them. The next paragraph, little section, it says, counter flashings may be reused when they are in like new condition. Okay, so here's right here. Does that flashing look like it's good enough to be reused? No, it's not. All right, so some other flashing details we want to look at. This looks like a fairly new shingle, and it looks like new caulking. So this is a roof that we went up on and found this detail that was improperly made. You never want to caulk anything on the roof where you have two different materials bonding together. So in this, we're trying to put caulking where there's asphalt shingles with granules on top of it against an old wooden surface that's painted. How long is that going to last? Not very long. And then once that one of it breaks loose from the other, which it will, you're going to get water that gets in there. And then where does that water go? You never know until it leaks inside the house. So that's bad. You have to look for those details up on a roof. This is another common detail. I love architects. They're great people, but they design things, and then we have to find ways for it not to leak. So this is an area where we have a box up on the roof, and the water dead ends into it. So we have to build some type of cricket or water diverter there to get the water around that area and then off the roof. All right. I'm always driving around, I'm always looking at roofs, and this is a picture that I found, or I took in the town that I live in, Arkansas. And it's just funny sometimes when people think that they are roofers or they know what they're doing. So what they did is they took a piece of metal, and they a flat side and then a 90-degree up to the wall, masonry anchored into the wall, caulked the top of it, and just let the rest of it lay on the roof. That is not the proper way to do the flashing. But we have to inform the customer or the homeowner what the right detail is and why. It's not just because we want to do that, but because that's what the manufacturer says and that's what the building code says. So that is improper installation. Siding is a problem when it gets close to the roof because it'll wick up water if it's a masonite siding or some type of wood siding. So this area here shows where some critters have gotten in there and kind of clawed away at the siding. It's going to cause a leak. Close up of that, you can see the metal back behind there is already showing. This one here is more exposed, so more water coming down is more likely to jump and get behind the siding there and behind the wall flashing. So the siding has to be replaced. This is one that they've already tried to fix. So you have more of a metal siding or a metal siding on this one. And they've again tried to marry the two areas together by putting roof cement on there. Bad. It's just a bad design. If you see this, you have to let the customer know that all that has to go away. And then this last slide here, just a great example of poor workmanship, I guess to say. So we're going to look at more slides, more pictures of different details up on the roof in just a moment.